First morning of turkey season in Missouri. And, Daniel and I heading to the proving grounds too. Pretty good turkey population, given we haven't done a lot of habitat work there yet, but this year we had a great trapping season, removed 130 plus nest predators, so it's a really good base and looking forward to the future. This morning we're going to start by the edge of food plot we call Tombstone, and we've done a lot of burning around it, so those fresh burns are turkey magnets. Had a moultrie on that field and been seeing some toms cruising the edge, so we're going to start there. If you're like me, you're hunting private property, not as big as the proving grounds was. You don't want to run and gun the whole place first morning and calling all over, because research clearly shows you can reduce the amount of gobbling activity. That calling or hunting calling, not necessarily a shotgun shot, but calling and moving around can really reduce the amount of gobbling. So first morning we're going to ease in, kind of do a lot of listening, check out this field edge and go from there. Just a couple of minutes after shooting light, some birds are just starting to sing a little bit. Haven't heard a crow or an owl or a turkey yet. We're in a corner of a field we call Tombstone. And the silver rye looks a little tall, but we can see the edges on both sides. And there's tracks and strut marks where toms are skirting the edge. And a couple years ago, we cut a bunch of cedars right behind us and did a prescribed fire in there about a month ago. And turkeys love a fresh burn, so a lot of fire around here. When you burn off that leaf litter, of course, it exposes a huge amount of insects. Turkeys love to feed in there. Of course, they're feeding out in this food plot. Turkeys love to eat on the clover, and the insects love clover. A lot of pollinators out here, so lots of attraction right here in this triangle. So we're going to start here in this line this morning. A lot of confidence in this location, and it's a great starting spot. Ready to hear that first gobble. He's close. Right, flying out right there. Hen just flew out right there. Just right there. Been cold this morning, but Daniel and I keep hearing a tom that way, so although this is a good location, we're going to cut out here, get on the edge of timber, cut the distance, see if we can't get a better idea of where he is, then move in for a setup. Let's just let him keep coming until he turns. See what happens. Make sure he sees the fan before he gets too low. He's still coming our way. I think you can see it for a ways now. See him, can you? One more time.
Growing Deer is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Also by Green Cover Food Plots, Winchester, Moultrie Mobile, Fleet Outdoor Apparel, Morel Targets, RTP Outdoors, Fourth Arrow, Scorpion Venom Archery, Case IH Tractors, Ward Laboratories, Burris Optics, National Land Realty, G5 Broadheads, Prime Bows, and Redneck Hunting Blinds.
Hello.
Oh my word.
Let me admit up front, busted playing on my phone. We watched, I think, the same Tom come from 500 yards. This field's 500 yards long. Come up through here. I didn't want to call because it's so far down there. Wind is loud today. Got in the bottom. Daniel fanned a little bit. We got a turkey fan. He cut in the timber. I called. Gave up on him. Changed to my redhead slate call. Think, well, maybe he's getting a little closer. Used it a little bit. I mean, we're talking a lot of time going on here. Gave up again. Looking at the phone. And then I just saw a redhead barely over the hill here, and I was like, gosh, I know Daniel's, he's probably seen it. He's really observant, so I didn't want to say much. And then it was coming on in, so I was like, Daniel, and he wouldn't responded, but I looked over and saw the GoPro running, so I knew Daniel had seen it. And my doggone gun was on the ground, but I just let him come all the way into the decoys. And I said, well, here we're getting a strut. He come into the decoys, got on a strut, and then it was like they're never turning around. I didn't want to risk picking it up. He finally turned all the way around. I got it up, and then it was just watching. And then I thought, well, he's turned pretty good. I'll say hello. I said, hello. You know, hello, here, pop his head up. I'm just gonna tell you, yesterday I was visiting my daughter, Ray, and she goes to University of Arkansas. Cabela's not far from there, Bass Pro. So I'm gonna go by the store, check out new decoys. $29 decoys, folks. I mean, $29. That Tom was fixed on those decoys. Daniel's over here yelping, I'm saying hello. He's just looking at the girls there on the ground. What a hunt, man. Did you think that was gonna work out?
No, I thought it'd be after 1 before he swing around here. But it's, well, I got my phone in my lap. It's 11:50.
Yeah, 11:50. I like to get their head all the way up, but I was actually just, you know, we'd watched that thing. The GoPro's got 12 minutes on it, so we'd been here a long time within range, and finally he got turned where that head was out. I actually held my bead right this side of his head so I wouldn't plaster him so much. I held my bead off his head just a touch, letting the side of the pattern take him out. Let's go check that thing out, man. Oh man, smoked him. I'm shooting a 20 gauge. I've been carrying a 20. This looks flat, but this is a flat ridge top. This is tough country. 20 gauge is a little bit lighter. I got the SXP, which is a little lighter shotgun. I've been using this for a couple seasons and have tagged a bunch of birds with the 20 gauge Winchester SXP, paired up with Longbeard XR, and you know, just another one for the Woods family. Love that fresh turkey breast. Don't forget about these nice thighs. Good bird, good bird. And of course, Missouri season opens a lot later than some other season. Look how much he's worn, probably an inch or more. Inch or more off here. I wanted to break down the strategy of this hunt a little bit in hopes to help y'all and help me think it all the way through. But a big part of our strategy is we'd cut cedars in this timber 2 years ago and burned it this spring. And a fresh burn, that is like a magnet to turkeys. A lot of people talk about their favorite whatever, but clover and a fresh burn are two of the best attractions for turkeys I know of during the turkey season. Our strategy, the number one thing that worked was patience, because I'm bad to want to cut and run and get up and go. So number one thing was patience. And I guess knowing that we're in an area where toms were using because we're Moultrie mobiles, and we ended up moving up to this north in the field where we got a long view. You know, midday, if they're not talking, you want to see them. You want to be able to cut through the timber, get in front of them, or be able to call them into you, or let them see your decoys. And having that 500-yard view saved us on this hunt. Of all the stuff I did wrong, the things that made it work out, having a long view for these quiet toms, having our decoys set appropriately so the tom circled around, was not focused on us. You want your hen decoys pointed away from you because he's going to circle behind. That's exactly how this played out. And then, of course, knowing the gun was patterned, having all the confidence in the world to take the shot. turkey hunts, like everything, coming off forms and fashions. This one, I'm thinking about when these cedars are being cut in the spring, when Daniel and I and the guys were doing the prescribed fire, and last fall when we're planting a, fall release in here that's got the clover and Nebraskas and the oats and cereal rye. Everything that come together to make this a turkey attraction area. Good hunting. Of course, we harvested several deer out of here. And understanding how all that works or put together. You think about to the early settlers and fire and Daniel Boone's famous writings talking about hearing turkeys all the way across Kentucky. The more we learn about this, the better outdoorsmen and women we are. It's just like learning about creation, and even more importantly, is learning about the Creator and being intentional for seeking a relationship with Him and His will for our life. Thanks for watching Growing Deer.